Hi there, welcome to Nepi Invest, and welcome to a really gloomy Brisbane afternoon. In fact, I haven't seen the sun for about 3 days. It's been raining off and on over the last 2 or 3 days, and we're expecting more rain tomorrow. So hopefully, we'll see some sun on Thursday. I'm actually working from home tomorrow, so we'll be able to do this video at about 3:10 p.m. during my lunch break, and then I do have Thursday off, and then we're into the long weekend, 4 days off where the market is not open. My least favorite time of the year. Thankfully, I am doing two night shifts. And I get paid a fair bit to do night shifts when it is public holidays. So I will be drowning my sorrows at work, um, eating some hot cross buns. Really disappointed that the markets are not open. However, I would think the American markets would be open on Good Friday, so that's Friday night, and I am actually working Friday night. So I will have a look at how the markets performs uh, in America on Friday night. It's really weird that we're closed on, or we have a public holiday on Friday, and America, which is quite a bit more religious than we are, is not. They're completely open on Good Friday. Anyway, it's just weird. So the agenda today is I First thing I should mention, and I forgot to mention this in yesterday's video, I made quite a few purchases. I've been trigger happy the last few days. In fact, I've made 7 purchases, no sales, but I do have quite a few companies I at the cusp of selling, including Task Group, which I'm going to sell probably in a month. A few other companies like Dicker Data, MA Offshore, which I'll talk about in a second, and a few other holdings I will be selling probably within the next few weeks, if not tomorrow or so. And I have been selling some other positions over the past 2 weeks. So I was actually fairly cashed up. So I was looking for some opportunities out there, and I came up with a list of about 10 companies I was willing to buy, and I bought 7 of them over the last two, actually 6 of them over the last 2 days, and then one today because they released their half year results, and I'll talk about that company later in the video. Actually, then I'll talk about MA Offshore, an article that was written on AFR, and this article is quite slamming of the management of the company. So I'll discuss that. Then we'll have a look at the best performing sectors indices on the ASX today. It was fairly negative. And then we'll have a look at the ASX announcements, including Boral and Seven West Group. So Seven West Groups already owns 71% of Boral. Interesting what Seven West released today in regards to Boral's refusal to accept the takeover bid. Have a look at 29 Metals. 29 Metals, share price down a fair bit today. Premium Investors released the half year results. Mesoblast, pretty good day for Mesoblast. Although I haven't looked recently to see how the share price performed the last hour, but they had some good news today and a good day for Mesoblast and Mesoblast shareholders. We'll look at a company called Many Peaks. I'm pretty sure it's Many Peaks, MPK. I have a feeling that was the best performed company on the ASX today. Also have a look at Clarity Pharmaceuticals, capital raising. Another company called Metro Mining. You might have noticed I've talked about very I've just acknowledged Metro Mining over the past maybe week and a half. And if I was going to do a chart of the day, I probably would be doing it on Metro Mining. Or maybe chart of the day, stock of the day, it would be Metro Mining. And then Catapult. Something happened with Catapult today. They released a price query at 3:37 p.m. And share price popped up on Dondu. So I'm not sure what's happening with Catapult. So that's what I'm going to be doing during the rest of the video. And I might go through the charts of the 7 purchases I have made over the past 2 days. So those are the charts I'll be looking at. So first thing I'm going to talk about in today's video, time is now 3:20 p.m. And that means we're 20 minutes after the close of the ASX. Now we're in that period. And when talking about now we're in that period, on those platforms where there are 20-minute delayed, there's just waiting for the closing auction, which actually was completed 11 minutes ago. Hopefully all that made sense. Anyway, so I talked about MA Offshore and sort of like a low ball takeover bid, really disappointing takeover bid for MA Offshore from a company called Scion Renewables or whatever. And I thought this was disappointing, probably is a kind way to say it. And after I did the video yesterday, I saw this AFR article written by Sarah Thompson, Kanika Sood, and Aaron Rappaport. Street Talk, shareholder slams MA Offshore's $1 billion takeover. This is from Pendle portfolio manager Lewis Edgley, who says this takeover bid at $2.60 was an absolute steal and comes ahead of a multi-year growth phase for the offshore vessel operator. However you cut it, this bid materially undervalues the company and appears opportunistic by the acquirers who also operate in the same sector as MA Offshore. Then he goes on how there's incredible opportunities for growth for this company. Added that the bid implies a multiple of just 5 times EBITDA based on next year's projected earnings. This compares with US listed peer Tidewater trading at 6.5 times. So no matter the way you look at this particular takeover bid, I don't know why MA Offshore Management has accepted it. I think they are not doing the shareholders a favor. I think there is possibly some nefarious reasons why they have accepted this takeover bid. It could be for numerous reasons, and this is why we need investigative journalists, because I believe there is something going on between MA Offshore and Scion, because there's no other reason why the management of MA Offshore would accept such a low bid for the company. A very disappointing bid for the company. Anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about in regards to MA Offshore. Yeah, disappointing. Very disappointing. Now, let's have a look at what happened on the ASX today. Okay, so it is closed. I'm just going to update this just to see if it's all updated. It should have been updated by now, all the sectors and whatnot. So it was a disappointing day on the ASX, down a little bit, but, not every day we're going to see the market up. It goes up and down. It's really interesting. I actually became a member of numerous Facebook trading groups. Most of those are in USA, and the amount of questions that come in these Facebook groups just asking, why did NVIDIA go down today? Or why did such and such go down today? And most of the answers are, nothing goes up in a straight line. And that just shows you a lot of the mentality around particularly inexperienced new investors who just think the share price of something they buy should always go up. It doesn't. It goes up and down, but generally over time, the market goes up. There could be periods of time and even long periods of time where the market goes down. That's called a bear market. But typically, over time, the market goes up. Sometime from the high to a new high, it could take 30 years. Just look at the Nikkei. It took Japan 30 years to get to a new high because of a bubble. Anyway, so a disappointing day on the ASX. XJO down 0.4%. Tech had a bad day today. The XTX, which is your tech indice, down 1.15%. Now let's have a look at the sectors. I'll just zoom in a little bit. So most of the sectors down. IT had the worst performance today, down 1.55%. Energy and staples up. Energy, more than likely oil, is up a little bit or something. Maybe it's even a little bit defensive, up 0.5%. Staples definitely defensive, up 0.23%. And then another defensive sector, utilities, down slightly, 0.07%. And then real estate, materials, and telecommunication all had bad days. And if you look at the indices, the only index on this list, but we can actually look at all the indices. And I would assume if we look at all the indices, we had gold up, energy up, emerging companies up. So for some reason, we liked emerging companies today. Consumer staples up a little bit as well. And small ords, I just noticed small ords down only a little bit. Go small caps, do your thing. I love small companies. And for me, small companies is below $100 million. But for many people, many professionals, small caps is anything below $1 billion. If I owned a company that was worth $990 million, I wouldn't consider that small. I would consider that the biggest company in the world. Well, for me, anyway. Resources down 0.52%, so not a good day for mining companies. And that's probably all I'm going to talk about when it comes to the market today. Now let's have a look at some of the announcements. Some interesting announcements, and I've already said this. I've said this every day. It was an interesting day on the ASX. The only thing I don't like about CommSec is you can see all these ETFs release their estimated distribution announcement, but there's not this many ETFs. If you go back up here, these global X estimated distribution announcements. Now, there's only 9 of these released, but ComSec repeats these nine, I think it's nine times. So for each of these, it just gets repeated 9 times over. I don't know why this is in, why ComSec does this, that it just gets repeated 9 times, but it does. And that's why you have all these announcements with the same title and 2 lots of them, which is really annoying. So you have to go all the way down. And there we go, all the way to the start of the day. And the first announcement that were released is announcement from Seven Group Holdings, third supplementary bidders statement. This is actually really interesting at 7:30 a.m. I actually did open this up because I am trading Boral, and that's a company I am thinking of selling out of, but share price still goes up a little bit. Now, I'm pretty sure Seven Group is the largest shareholder of Boral. I think they own something like 70% of shares. Now, this is in regards to Boral saying, we're rejecting your takeover bid for the company. And Seven Group says, we are extremely disappointed that there are fundamental errors in the independent expert report in Boral's target statement dated 19th of March 2024. Lo and behold, Boral sort of overestimating the value of their company, and Seven Group saying, how dare you do that? How dare you overestimate the value of your company? You did some things wrong here. Your independent expert did things wrong. And they listed all the things they thought Grant Samuel did wrong and reduced the valuation of the company by like 30 cents per share. Anyway, so I'm not going to get into this. It's really interesting goings on between Boral and Seven Group. I'm trading it, and share price down 1.95%, like the rest of the market. And more than likely, I will take profits in Boral sooner or later. Now let's have a look at 29 metals. Capricorn Copper, suspension of operations. So straight, in fact, I'm just going to zoom here. Straight from the title of the announcement, this is going to be negative. And why are they suspending operations? So share price for 29 metals down 25.93%. And let's have a look at why they're suspending operations. It's due to the weather, by the way. And remember, they had a really bad rain event last year. And lo and behold, during the wet season, they've had some more rain. So the decision to suspend operations follows an extended period of rainfall between late January and mid-March as a result of the weather in the region following consecutive tropical cyclones. Now, we have no idea where tropical cyclones are going to move from and to, so it's just blind luck that this particular mine has been hit by significant weather 2 years in a row. So let's have a look at the chart for 29 metals. It has been a bit of a plaything for traders over the last few days, or not last few weeks, in fact. I have a new system here. It's sort of a Carl Capolingo's thingy. And it's fairly similar to mine, to be honest with you, but just color changes when it's going, there's just color changes. I just like color changes. Anyway, so if you just zoom in here, you can see share price of 29 metals went from 20 cents all the way up to 55 cents in a fairly brief period of time. We're talking about 1 month and now back down. So the market was getting a little bit too excited, but the share price was not in an uptrend, a very short-term uptrend. But I'm talking about a trading, or like a day trading uptrend. But if you look at the long-term channel, that's this really solid red shaded area. That's still in a downtrend. And then if you look at the shorter term downtrend, so if I just put in what I used to live, it's not that different, or what I used to use. It's not that different. So I'm just going to show you, get rid of that. That's what I used to have. But it's not color-coded. This one's color-coded a little bit differently, and I like it. I like it a lot. But I've kept on the 150-day moving average, which is solid blue line, which is right at the bottom of the trading channel, the sort of longer-term moving average channel. Anyway, so to be honest with you, no reason to get excited about 29 metals at this point in time. And this is something that can happen if you are day trading, or out of the blue, a really bad announcement can be released, and 29 metals down 25.93%. I should show you Boral for 1 second. So Boral's chart looks pretty good. Really nice looking chart, to be honest with you. Long-term uptrend. and Seven West's Group Holdings. I keep on saying Seven West Group, but it's Seven Group Holdings. This chart looks just really brilliant as well. Down 4% today. Market not liking it. But again, it happens. These companies go down. Share prices don't go up in a straight line. Anyway, next company we want to look at is Premier Investments. Released their half-year results at 8:33 a.m. And on first glance, I had no idea how the market was going to react because I didn't know the expectations around Premier Investments. Now, everything seemed down a little bit. So this is, I like this little, these three charts. So looking at sales the last 5 half years, first halves, and GP and EBIT, gross profit, I'm assuming GP's gross profit. And you can see how even though revenue down from last year, there was a massive jump in revenue last year from 2022. Same thing with gross profit and even EBIT. So even though all these fell, that's not necessarily a bad thing, going back to normal. And more than likely, what I think, profit and sales and EBIT not down as much as the market expected. Hence, Premier Investments rallied today. I did take a position in Premier Investments today, not on open. I waited a little bit because I saw some selling. And I went, ooh, let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. And if you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see selling within the first 20 minutes. So probably the retail investors, I'm being a little bit harsh on them, got a little bit excited when they saw the announcement and bought on open about $33.50. And then within 20 minutes, the share price had fallen all the way down to just above $31, which was the low of the day. So the low of the day happened in the first 20 minutes. And then the share price recovered. And in fact, in the 5-minute chart, the share price is in an uptrend. And that's why I took a position at $31.96. Share price closed at $32. So I'm in the red. No, I'm in the black. I'm in the black with Premier Investments. Happy time. So this, I wouldn't classify, I'm going to say I wouldn't classify this as a breakout because the share price was already in the uptrend. The chart was already in the uptrend. But this just confirms that there's some positive momentum behind this company. And again, what I look for is positive financial news, tick, high volume, can't see that because my head's in the way. High volume today, check. Share price at least a 6-month high. Well, if you take it, if you include today, it's not really at a 6-month high because the high today was at the beginning of trading, but I don't look at the highs or lows intraday. I look at what the share price was in the previous 6 months, not including today. And it's definitely at a 6-month high. Not only 6-month high, we're talking about over 2-year high for Premier Investments. Now, I believe this is the worst named company in Australia. Premier Investments tells us nothing what they do. So for those who don't know, Peter Alexander, Smiggle, Just Jeans. I only like Smiggle and Peter Alexander. Now, I would probably say that this company is maybe a little bit overvalued. And one thing I am doing right now is taking away my biases of a company. So if I included my biases in regards to, I think this company is expensive, I probably wouldn't have taken a position in Premier Investments. So I want to divorce my biases from my trading, make it emotionless. Maybe that's a better way to put it. So good day for Premier Investments, up 4.4% today. Next company I want to talk about is Mesoblast. So Mesoblast went into a training halt at 9:12 a.m. I think. I thought it was 9:12 a.m. Where is it? I thought it was 9:12 a.m. Maybe I was a little bit mistaken, but they came out of the trading halt they went to trading halt at 9:52. I just can't write. 9:52. There we go. The reason I had to write them down is because all these stupid ETF announcements. There we go. So Mesoblast went into a pause in trading at 9:52. So if a company if you see a pause in trading, that means either the market is open or the market is going to open within the next 10 minutes. So pause in tradings, you won't see that before 9:50. So pause in trading means something exciting is going to happen. And that exciting thing happened at 1:05 p.m. FDA notifies clinical data sufficient for refiling AGVHD, blah. This was a good announcement. It is showing us that Mesoblast possibly is moving in the right direction. How did the market? Up 45.45%. I thought the market would look kindly on Mesoblast, and they did. So let's have a look at the chart. Is this a breakout? And the whole reason I go through this process again is look for breakouts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get rid of this. There we go. I sort of like, kind of think of it, I like the color scheme in my own, because it's lighter color. Maybe I could change the color scheme in the other one. Anyway, so is this a breakout? Is this positive financial news? Well, no, it's actually not positive financial news. So, in fact, that does not get a tick. But you can't discount the volume, massive volume coming in today, and you just can't discount the share price at 48 cents is at a 6-month high. Yes, it is at a 6-month high. Why? Let's draw a line right there. There we go. We'll get rid of these lines. Don't need those lines anymore. And why is 48 cents important? Let's go back to August August last year. So the company released something negative on the 4th of August, down 57%. And I can't remember what that was, but that was not a good thing. Share price rallied up to 48 cents. And on that day, share price closed at 45 cents. I opened at 48 cents. Went to a high, 52 cents, but it opened at 48 cents. And then later in August, on the 24th of August and the 31st of August, the share price rallied to 48 cents. Now, actually rallied just above 48 cents, but it pulled back. So around 48 cents is a really important level for Mesoblast. But August was 6 months ago, or more than 6 months ago. So technically, this is a 6-month high for Mesoblast. And the high volume has me thinking there could be a turnaround in sentiment for Mesoblast. So I'm going to put Mesoblast on my Buy Australia. My Buy Australia watch list. I also have a Buy USA. Buy Australia watch list is just those companies I follow a little bit more closely than those companies I have on my daily watch list. So I have a tiered watch list. So exciting times possibly for Mesoblast. All right. Next company I want to talk about is MPK, which is Many Peaks. They released their announcement at 9:55 a.m. Many Peaks Minerals, acquisition of advanced gold projects in Côte d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast, agreement to divest FERC and ODN projects. And look, just above that, we have Turaco Gold, agreement to divest. Maybe, I have no idea what's happening there. 2 announcements saying the same thing. And there was also an investor presentation. All right, so I actually did have a look at this. Why did I have a look at this? Well, because the share price of Many Peaks was up 174%. The market loved it, or is in love with this particular acquisition of Many Peaks. Now, even though Ivory Coast, there is a bit of a sovereign risk there. And I was just curious about the advanced gold projects. So these gold projects are not in production at this point in time. Now, Many Peaks had a markup cap of 2.9 million before this announcement. So that means the market cap is about 6 million, 5 or 6 million, although they might be doing capital raising to fund this acquisition. I don't know. Haven't gone that in depth, but it's just the share price rose 174%. Whenever the share price of a company rises 174%, I'm going to have a look at what caused the excitement in the market. Now, is this a breakout for Many Peaks? First time I've ever looked at this company. I didn't even know this company existed until today. Well, geez, nothing much is going on with Many Peaks. In fact, there's hardly any trading. This company was highly illiquid before this particular announcement. And let's just verify that. Many Peaks. And was this a recent IPO? Because there wasn't much information there. So let's go back 2 years. No, they've been listed for 2 years. Let's have a look at the trade history. So in the last year, before today, this company traded almost never. Maybe it was in suspension for a while. That's what I'm thinking. So 28th of November, let's have a look. 28th of November. Change of name and ASX code, that's why. They've changed their name, and that's why we don't have much information on TradingView. Their name used to be called Many Peaks Gold. Now it's Many Peaks Minerals. Well, why change it? Because you just bought a gold company or gold projects. Well, that's weird. Anyway, actually, let's have a look at the chart in ComSec because this could show us that it's something a little bit different. Yeah, it's something a little bit different. It changed the name, but even this, you can tell it's really liquid, highly liquid, not much trading. Let's go back 1 year. Yeah, highly liquid, not much trading in Many Peaks until today. The market love this announcement. Should we love it? Is this a breakout? No idea. I will put, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Many Peaks onto my um, daily. I just want to see what happens with the share price over the next few weeks, just to see if there is continued excitement in this company. Anyway, so a lot of stuff happening out there, even though these are companies I've never heard of. And right next to the investor presentation, we have Clarity Pharmaceuticals launches a $121 million equity raise. More than likely, they're not trading yet. So I'd say there's probably a placement to institutions, maybe like a SPP as well for shareholders. I have no idea. Actually, I haven't had a look at this. And actually, because I haven't had a look at it, share price is 285, I believe. What would make me happy if I was a shareholder? Look, we knew this capital raising was coming because the cash on hand was falling, and they'd have no cash coming in the door, no revenue. So they're eventually going to do a capital raising. Share price has risen a lot. I'd probably be happy with anything below like a 15% premium or discount, not premium. It's a premium. I'd be ecstatic. Okay, so that means 285, 10% would be 28. We'll say, yeah, so anything under 250, I would not be happy with. So let's have a look. Oh, yeah. So $121 million. Is it a placement? Yeah, there's international placement. And at one for 33, so you're not going to get much shares. Pro rata accelerated non-renouncement retirement offer. I have no idea what all that means. I should probably find out what all that means. To eligible Clarity shareholders to raise approximately 20 million. So institutions get the most out of this. So about 5/6 of this particular capital raising. And the price, that's the most important thing here, expects to be funded for its current clinical program through to early 2026. Capital raising price, can't see any prices here. Here we go, details of the offer. It's 10% discount, $2.55. I'm happy with that. What I'm thinking, and I was thinking about this yesterday, that when I was hoping the share price, I would be hoping the share price falls towards, say, 255. I probably put a bid in anywhere under $2.70 when trading starts again for Clarity. I'm going to put Clarity on I have this little piece of paper. So when I go back to the desk tomorrow, I can have a look just to see if Clarity has released an announcement. So I'll be focusing on Clarity tomorrow for this placement. So as soon as they announce the placement is successful, trading will begin for Clarity, and I might take a position in Clarity, particularly if the share price opens below $2.70. Okay, that's Clarity. Next one is Metro Mining at 11:05. This company might be chart of the day, company of the day. Commencement of 2024 production season. So they have operations just north of Weipa. They close down operations during the wet season for like 2 months, and then they begin operations again. And this company has been a bit of a market darling over the last month or so. The share price today up 1 cent. Well, 0.1 cent, to be honest with you. Now, let's have a look at the chart. Why I would say this is the chart of the day. I am not a shareholder of this company. So share price has been on a run the last month. Share price has increased from about 2 cents, all the way up to 4 cents. It's doubled since the end of January, and you can see the volume. That's why I've become interested. We can just see a bit of an increase in volume. You might think it's subtle, but it's definitely there, particularly when you compare it to the middle and towards the end of last year. There was actually very weak volume, and the volume is picking up, and the volume expanded today. Now, the volume could have expanded today because it's getting a little bit toppy and you want the share price to fall back a little bit, or because of the announcement. Now that they're going back to production, what was it say? What did they say? They said commencement of 2024 production season. I'd say the market would be aware that was going to happen, so it shouldn't have been a surprise. So I think possibly when you see volume ramp up after this sort of rise in the share price, that could be a sign that top is just about to be reached. And on the flip side, when you see an increase in volume when the share price has been dropping precipitously, that could be an indication that the share price has almost hit a bottom. I've seen that quite often. So this is sort of the reverse of that. So keep an eye on Metro Mining over the next few days just to see what happens with the share price. If the share price goes sideways or we don't see any significant retraction, that would be a really good sign for Metro Mining. So company of the day and chart of the day, Metro Mining. And I have one more company to get through, and this is Catapult. Let's have a look at the chart for Catapult first, because this was a price query. So something happened with Catapult today, and the share price took off. Share price rose 21% on no news. Share price broke out. This is the definition of a breakout apart from financial news. There's no financial news. Something happened, large volume, share price at least a 6-month high, and a breakout from the previous highs, $1.40. I was trading Catapult. I bought at $1, actually 99 cents. I sold out at $1.20. I took my 20% profit. And am I kicking myself? No, not really. No, because there's other opportunities. I don't know what I did with the money my profit I took with Catapult. So that money I took with Catapult, I could have put it into another position, and that could have made a fair bit of money since then. So anyway, I don't rue this rise in Catapult share price. I'm just wondering what happened, and the company was given, understandably so, a price query from the ASX. Let's see what Catapult management has to say. So the first question is always, have you any sort of price sensitive information that you have not released yet to the market? Most companies say no. That's question one. And Catapult says no. Now, question two is not applicable if the company says no. But question three is sometimes really interesting. And question three is there any other explanation you have that could explain the share price movement today? In fact, they say, is there any other explanation that CAT may have for the recent trading in the securities? So there's the official question. And Catapult says, as ASX has noted, Catapult can experience low levels of liquidity in Catapult securities, and movements in share price can, from time to time, be exacerbated by low levels of liquidity in Catapult securities. Now, that's a pretty weak response from the company, because when you look at the volume today, it's been pretty high. Something happened to cause this. So it could have been something as simple as a broker recommended Catapult. That's all it could be. And in those situations, I would run for the hills. I have seen this time and time again. When a broker recommends a company, you see massive buying coming in, and then the share price absolutely tanks. So I've seen it a few times, and maybe I have been not haunted by those, but I've been warned off whenever I see a broker recommend something. Not only broker, but one of those like Motley Fool. What do you call those recommending sites? I don't know what you call them. So you can pay quite a few Motley Fool services, and they recommend me. These services recommend a company once a month. In fact, let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. And if the share price increases at suddenly at midday, we can say this was the go. So this is it started. In fact, the uptrend started on Thursday. You can see the 5-minute chart. It started, and the volume really started to increase. 9 o'clock this morning, right on open, and then in the first hour or so, there was high volume coming in. So no idea what's caused this interest in Catapult today. You can see really big volume coming in. Volume started to die during the day, but that's okay. And it does look like, just by looking at the 5-minute chart, it's getting a little bit toppy. Share price did finish towards the high of the day. The high of the day was $1.58.5. Yeah. Okay. So that's all I got in regards to announcements. Let's have a look at the 7 companies I did purchase, and we'll have a look at the charts. Because I have a feeling most of even though the overall market was down, so I bought, in fact, not only we'll look at the 7 companies I bought this week, We'll have a look at the two companies I bought last week because I'm looking at this, and out of those 9 companies, 7 of them up. We're up today. 2 down, 7 up. So let's have a look at Chua. It still is looking strong, not the 5-minute chart, daily chart. Bought at 380, now at $4.07, still showing nice strength. The market is still likes tours. Fisher and Paykel bought at $24.01, now at $24.36. Another good day for Fisher and Paykel. This is exactly what I want to see. Now, doesn't mean just because share price is rising. And the other thing I should mention is when the share price of companies go up, when the overall market is down, that's a good sign. Now, it doesn't mean they'll all be up tomorrow if the market is in the green, because maybe they'll be a little bit down. But Tooers and Fisher Paykel are looking really good right now. And I do have an exit strategy for both in the worst case scenario, but I don't have an exit strategy if the share price keeps on going up just yet. I bought NextDC now to the companies that I bought this week. So NextDC was the first one. Bought at $17.80, share price $17.81. Now, this company and the next company, which is Southern Cross Electrical Engineering, they might be more longer term holds. NextDC has gone on a beautiful run, and I think there is a possibility the share price might pull back. But I was expecting a pullback after the results on the 28th of February. It did not happen. And when you don't see that pullback after a sudden rise in the share price, in fact, share price keeps on rising, that tends to be a good sign for the longer term. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see the share price pull back into the solid green area, which is the shorter term moving average. So we're talking about in the $16 range. Wouldn't be surprised to see that, but I'm going to be patient with this one. I'm not going to sell just because the share price might fall like $1 below my purchase price. I'm in this for the medium term, but I'm still trading it. And Southern Cross Electrical Engineering bought an open yesterday at $1. And this is another case where the share price rallied, got to $1, and the share price has held firm just above $1 the last 2 trading days. So $1.02 right now. So I'm up 2% in this position. This is also a longer term trade. And I'm just fairly bullish what this company is going to do over the next 5 years at least. I think this company could be much bigger in 5 years' time. And I think that's one of the reasons why the share price is moving into an uptrend. Southern Cross Electrical Engineering, MyState. I mentioned that I would be thinking about taking a position in MyState. Possibly I made a mistake with this one. Now, the share price is higher from when I bought at 354, share price now 360. And maybe I should have waited until 360 was broken. 360 is an important level for this company. So if share price is right on 360 now. I just bought in anticipation the share price will move above 360 in the future, but possibly 360 could be a really important resistance level for this company. So I'm hoping that share price will pull above 360 and stay above 360. But just like the other companies, if I see a share price struggle to get above 360, an easy sell. Duratec. I think I might have mentioned this one as well. So I bought $1.11, and now the share price is $1.12. And I just saw some strength yesterday when the share price rebounded off $1.08. That's the only reason I bought it. And I think this company is possibly cheap. So there is the rebound. It actually went down to $1.07, but a nice little rebound. A little bit of selling in the closing auction, looks like. Share price was or did get to $1.15 today. So a little bit of selling pressure, not a lot, fairly low volume. And I do think there is an argument that Duratec is quite cheap at these levels, and I'm just hoping it stays above $1.08. But again, if the share price struggles, falls below $1.08, not immediately, I'll probably wait a few days before I sell. An easy sell, but I think there's a chance the share price could rally from here. So sort of low risk, possibly higher reward. And I think maybe this is the bottom, maybe. Maybe a mistake, Magellan Financial Group. $10.10. I thought maybe this is the breakout. We saw it try to break out last August and it failed. And I thought, oh, yesterday I was thinking, oh, I think this is good. This is good. When you look at the 5-minute chart, so $10 is a resistance level for this company, or support level now, not maybe resistance. And yesterday I saw the share price bounce off $10. I went, ooh, this is good. So I bought in somewhere here. And now, unfortunately, because overall weakness in the market, share price has floundered today. So this could be a sell, possibly. I'll just wait for the next few days. If the share price doesn't rally above $10, maybe a sell. PEXA. So PEXA I bought today. Premium Investments I bought today. So instead of looking at the 5-minute chart, I mentioned PEXA in a recent video that this looks like it's breaking out. And today there was strength in this company, strength galore. So I bought it $13.34, already up to $13.44. $13 was the important level. Share price broke out yesterday, and the rally continued today when the overall market was down. And I would say PEXA Group, wouldn't say PEXA Group is a tech company, finance, real estate development, that's the sectors. But it showed really good strength today. I was following the training of this company. And one of the reasons I became interested is also the volume. We saw it pick up in volume. So let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's a beautiful 5-minute chart, actually. And there's a breakout. It tried to break out at $13 on the 21st of March. You can see it's struggling. It struggled for a few days, 2 days, and then it really broke out on Monday morning. Beautiful breakout on Monday morning. Should have been following it a little bit more closely. Good chart for PEXA Group, particularly if you look at the daily chart, share price. And this is not a true NEPIs breakout. There was no financial news for the share price to break out. So this is going against my breakout rules, but high volume coming in and share price at least a 6-month high. Last time the share price was at $13.34 was in August last year. So we are talking about a 6-month high. So we had the high volume and share price at 6-month high. And that's all I needed for PEXA Group because I do like this company. And then premium investments, which I've already talked about. Okay, I think the only thing I'm going to go to now is just look at the best performing companies and worst performing companies. Did I do this? There we are. I don't think I have to do this. I think I've already talked about all the companies I want to look at market cap. Crude Energy had a good day today. That could be a breakout. Well, we know energy had a good day today because the index or the indice was up. The sector was up. It's not really, no, I'm not getting too excited just yet with Karoon, just yet. So Karoon had a good day. Some uranium companies had a good day. Nothing else here that excites me at all. And then the worst performing companies, we already know 29Metals is going to be up the top or near the top. Yeah, there it is. Second worst performing company on the ASX after Bridge SAS. But turnover there in that company was low. So it's a low quality small cap company. What else have we have here? Nothing else of interest. Let's go by market cap. And then Frontier Digitals, boo. Aries Resources, boo. Hillgrove, boo. Copper must have had a bad day because we have a couple of copper companies there. So last thing I'm going to do is have a look at copper. Well, not that bad. It's off. Boo, copper people. Anyway, that's all I got for today's video. I hope you had a good day. And if you have any questions, any thoughts, leave it in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.